Okay, so basically in this tutorial by Puppetwing, I'm going to go over basic animation. So first, let's just open Blender. Yep, basic animation in Blender. So yeah, I opened one copy. Now you are presented with the model screen unless you customized it, which you can make your own customized one, and file and save as default settings with Control U. You can customize it by going with the right click split area stuff, but you're going to be using the basic one of animation. So I clicked animation, this is where I get. Let's go to this. I'm going to click the Z and then hit the 1 on my keyboard. Numpad or keyboard will work in this case. Now let's see, I'm gonna hit 0 on my numpad now, and that will put me in the camera's view. Just so you guys know, the dotted lines are where the camera is recording, and the inside dotted lines are just so that you have your object centered. It's like the center area. It's used in some cameras as like a special feature, but in real life, but they also have it here. Because this is an animation program, so that's good. So now I hit that Z1 so you can see it's like that. Let's hit 0. Okay, now I'm going to rotate, so hit R. Then I'm going to constrain on the Z axis just so that the box is facing us generally. Now we're going over animation, so I'm going to talk about these menus a bit. This menu right here is set to frames currently, so it will show our frames. We have a total of 250 frames for this whole animation. Now down here it is in another measurement, which I think is seconds. I'm not 100% sure though. Now we also have automatic keyframe insertion for objects and bones, which is the record, which we're not going to go over, but we can play the timeline of rewind and pause if you ever wanted to see that. I'm not going to go over that. I'm just going to go over the basic stuff of how to do this. So right here I got my object just where I want it. I'm going to hit the I key. So now you can either select, basically there's a whole bunch of options here. So you might want to select the location if you only wanted the location. Now that's basically the position of the object. Rotation is a completely different thing. It's ROT, rotate, which would be the orientation of the object. So kind of think of it as where the object is on the playing field is location, and rotation is how it's kind of rotated, and the scale would be if you scaled the object. So there's loc rotate, which is location rotate. There's location scale, which is the location in the scale, and location rotate scale. By choosing options that you don't need, it will increase the amount of time for your rendering, but I just kind of want to go over everything, so it depends on what you want to use to do what. So okay, let's just start with the location. I'm going to try and speed up the baking, and this is an example of speeding up the baking. So we just locked the location right here at 0, 0, and that's the location of the object. Now we're going to hit 0, 1, scroll down to 1, 0, I mean. Okay, so we're at 1, 0. Let's move the object back there, and let's hit I again, and let's hit location and rotation. Because of in this we're not doing any scaling with the object until later, so I'm doing location rotation here, and that's because my next movement we're going to just be rotating the object again, so that, I mean not again, but like because we rotated at the beginning. So let's just move the cursor time to 1 over here, or 2 from 1. Let's just go R, constrain on the Z axis by pressing Z, and let's just maybe make it do like a 180 kind of thing. So now let's hit I to insert, and we're just going to do location, rotation, and scale, because we're doing scale next, so you have to do the previous before the next. So then let's just move the cursor to 3, and let's hit well, yeah, we're going to switch our object first. So let's see, that was S to scale, just hit the S key, and I'm just going to go something like that. And it kind of just fills the whole screen, so that looks like a pretty good idea. So now I'm going to hit I again, and location, rotation, and scale. Now, oh wait, actually not hit I. I'm going, yeah, I'll just rotate it as well, so when you're doing more than one gesture, you might want to do something like that. Just rotate it. Now you're going to hit I, location, rotation, and scale, and that's because of our previous movement. We rotated just now, we scaled it, and we changed the location so it's closer to the camera. So we're going to need to save all those things for this. And now this shows a whole bunch of more indents of what you've done right here. So let's just kind of move the cursor over here. So now this moves to there. And because of, we'd have to lock the rotation here, because if it never had a rotation coordinate, we locked the rotation at 1, so that was rotation and location. Then we moved here to rotation, location, and scale, so that we locked the scale here, because if we'd moved the scale and changed it right here, it would always be that big. And now we have the object going like that. Now, you can render right here to see your animation with Control F12, so you can render it that way. Then you also have render settings. That's one, Control F12. So if you wanted to save it, oh well, save rendering image. Just give me a second. Export. Okay, save as maybe. I doubt that it is though. Cancel file. Compress file. Okay, wait, let's just render this first. So render animation. So this will take a bit.